It was a simple job to do, going round and cleaning people's feet, refreshing them after a day on hot and dusty roads. No one wanted to do it because it was not a pleasant job, and it was menial, something that servants did. So Jesus does the unexpected and demonstrates that there is no job too small to matter to God and no one too important to do it. It takes his disciples by surprise, and they are ashamed when they realise that their pride has blinded them to the message of the kingdom. Jesus got up from the table, took off his outer robe and tied a towel around himself. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel that was tied around him. There was no servant waiting when we went in. There was a bowl and a towel, but no one standing with it, waiting to clean our feet. We looked at one another. One or two looked pointedly at me, as if it was my turn. But why should it be? Washing other people's feet is not pleasant. It's a dirty job that none of us wanted to do. Looking back, I ask myself why. Why didn't I do it? Why didn't I wash their feet? I could have done. We all could have done, but we didn't. I could have picked up the bowl and towel, but why should I? I didn't want the others to think I am less than they are. I'm already different because I'm Philip the Greek, not allowed into their precious temple, teased for being a Gentile. Why should I be the one to wallow in the dirt and rubbish of the floor and wash more off their feet? It's a servant's job. So I ignored the hints, the unspoken expectation that I would do it, that it was my responsibility, and joined loudly in the conversation of the others about the festival, the teaching in the temple, and James' latest theory about the kingdom. I could have washed their feet, but it's a servant's job to grovel before others, not the job of a follower of Jesus. We were all hungry and anxious for the meal to start, so we were relieved when at last a servant appeared with a towel around his waist and began to wash our feet. He came to me and I didn't look down. I just carried on arguing with Thomas about where we should sit at the table. I noticed that the servant's touch was gentle and that he was thorough, not the usual quick sluice of water and brusque rub with the towel, but I was determined not to notice him. It was only when Peter pushed him away and loudly declared that he would not have his feet washed by him that we turned to look at the cause of the commotion. The room fell silent with our shame. We looked at the floor, unable to speak, not daring to meet each other's eyes. It was not a servant who had washed our feet, but the master. He was not too proud to wallow in the dirt and to wash the same off our feet. He was not too proud to do the servant's job, and he had done it without fuss, without drawing attention to himself. That was his way. All I could think was I should have done it. I could have done it. I knew that I should have done the dirty work rather than leaving it to someone else. I didn't do it because I was too proud. Like the others, I was deeply ashamed. When we faltered back into speech and protested that we were about to do it, that we were just going to pick up the towel and kneel on the floor, He looked at us and knew us for the proud, weak, self-centered people we are. He knew we weren't about to do it. He knew we were fooling no one but ourselves. He knew we didn't want the dirty job, didn't want to be uncomfortable or taken for granted by others. With the heavy smile we had come to know, he reminded us that the kingdom is not about hierarchy, but service, that the first shall be last and the last first, that we should not let pride or concern for our status stop us from serving others in love. God, our Maker, you are here, forgiving us our pride, our concern for the opinions of others. Jesus Christ, you are here beside us, understanding why we are reluctant to do the unpleasant jobs and why we try to hide our guilt behind feeble excuses. Spirit of truth, you are here within us, prompting us to admit our failings and giving us the strength to overcome them. We are God's people, washed and refreshed by God's love. Thanks be to God. Amen.